Hello out there, it's yours truly, Brandon Rutherman for the TikTok Tournament Tip-Off Fast Break Show, brought to you on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. The madness is here, and it begins in earnest starting tomorrow, but we're going to go into full-on pick and pop mode as we start with the first four in the picks right now. Beginning with UMBC, the Retrievers, taking on Howard University. And since this is a fast break show, we won't dive into all the particulars of the matchup itself, but we are going to go with perhaps, I think, the sentimental choice, the very team that will forever be remembered as the first 16 seed to win a tournament game over a 1 seed. Yes, UMBC over Howard, just like they did when they beat Virginia not very long ago. So we're going with that one. We also happen to have Prairie View A&M against Lehigh. These, by the way, are the 16 versus 16 matchups. We just gave you the first one. The second one is pretty much a default selection simply because we were supposed to have a lanyard for Prairie View A&M, but it did not arrive on time. So in such a scenario as that one is, and there is another one that will go over tomorrow on both Facebook and TikTok when we get into the business of the first round of the picks. If we don't have a lanyard, we're not picking you. So with that being said, Lehigh, we got you, and we're putting you on. So that takes care of Lehigh. And for that matter, the 16 versus 16 games for Tuesday and Wednesday. But we're not done. We got the 11 versus 11 matchups beginning with Tuesday's nightcapper involving Texas and NC State. Well, if this were football, this would be an easy choice. But this ain't football. It's college hoops, after all. And in such instances, all I had to do was look at Texas's record, and that told me all I needed to know. This definitely ain't football. We're running with the pack. And then there's Miami of Ohio and SMU Wednesday night. This is the one matchup, I believe, that's going to produce not so much a win for the winner, a trip to the first round, but maybe even beyond it. SMU has been in the top 25 in and out for most of the season, and you know about Miami of Ohio. They didn't play anybody, and yet they won 31 games with only one loss coming in the MAC tournament against UMass. It is absolutely preposterous to me that a school of Miami, Ohio's caliber, actually it's Miami University. That's what they want you to call them. It's an absolute travesty that the word that we got was they were one of the last ones in, simply because of some little scheduling quirk or, strength of, I guess it would be a strength of scheduling quirk. They didn't play anybody. No quality wins of any kind to be found anywhere. And now here's Miami of Ohio about to play really its first real game all season. Bet you that's going to change after this one's over. I am looking at this with the glass half full instead of the glass half empty. They played the games that were on their schedule, and they won them. 31 out of the 32. What's wrong with that? I almost want to liken this to one of those Rocky movies, like, well, you've I almost want to think of Miami of Ohio as Clubber Lang, about ready to have his first Rocky fight. They want that chance. Now they're going to get that chance. And now they're going to make everybody pay for keeping them at bay for that long. With apologies to SMU, I like you guys, probably more so for your football than basketball, but Miami's got a chip on their shoulder. And I think they're going to take SMU down on Wednesday night. So, with just 4.5 minutes to go in this fast break show, it is now my dubious distinction with the brackets being out. And oh, by the way, you see that? That's my refrigerator bracket. All magnetized to the fridge. Matchups are already been inked. We're ready to go. It's the only bracket that's not going to be among the very many that I've submitted, let alone picking from. That's one of those brackets where you just jot everything down as you go along. Incidentally, 38 brackets have already been submitted. 38. More on that tomorrow. But first, I am going to do the honor of telling you who I think is going to end up in the Final Four in no particular order. We're going to start with the Duke Blue Devils. John Shire, looking to continue to build his great resume for Duke. Number 2, I've had my qualms about this team, but after the showing they put on in the Big Ten tournament, I think we got to give them at least a little bit of love. The Michigan Wolverines. And really, the two teams that I think are going to find themselves possibly playing for the national championship, if the brackets are where I think they are, for both of these teams are on the opposite sides of each other, which tells me that we could be in for a classic if the championship game were to come out this way. First and foremost, the one team that I will tell you, out of the 38 brackets that I've submitted, 9 of them go to the Florida Gators. Which means the one team that I'm going to go on record right now and say that this will probably be their year to win it all, despite the cyclical nature of how the season has gone for everybody. Within the top 5, top 10, you get on rolls, then you fall off your perch for a couple of games, then you're back on track. We've seen it happen all year with these teams, which is going to make, I think, for a very interesting tournament. Nevertheless, with just over a minute to go, the final team to make up the Final Four would be the Arizona Wildcats. So there you have it, ladies and gents. Your Final Four, picked by me, all number 1 seeds, which I think would be the way to go. And that takes care of both the first 4 and the Final Four. The fun will kick into high gear tomorrow on all the platforms, beginning live on Facebook, and then we come back here on TikTok for the condensed version of the Facebook show when we go into fast break mode. So until tomorrow, where we'll be doing more picks and pops, this is yours truly, Brandon Rutherman, signing off for the TikTok Tournament Tip-Off. I don't even know the name of the show anymore. It's the TikTok Tournament Tip-Off Fast Break. Have a good one, everybody.